And happy Sunday there, folks, on this brisk, well, if you want to call it fall, late October Sunday afternoon. Not sure when this video is going to go live. I'm going to have a bunch of little videos trying to tie into this one, so maybe a little bit before you see this, so just an FYI. What we're looking at here is a Code 3 PSE Force 4 XL 5000. That's a lot of words in a string in a row and whatever. Anyway, I call these things XL 5000s, and you'll see this one is actually kind of unique. It's probably one of the more unique versions of this bar that I've seen. It's quite loaded, and that's the reason why I figured I'd make a video about it. So starting things off, let's just give you the 360. Obviously we have the coveted blue dome on the one side and the red dome on the other. It appears that we've got takedowns in the front. Then coming in closer, if you look close enough, there's definitely something in the middle here. They look like stingers, which would be very interesting on a short bar, that there's stingers there. Looks like we've got an outer rotator here. It does have alleys. And then coming across the back, it's pretty straightforward, just red-blue. It does appear to be some sort of mirror here. And it's kind of hard to see in the blue, but there's possibly, it looks like there's a mirror there. We'll get these domes off and take a look at them. And then there's two rear-facing, I'm assuming these are flashers. There is a hole cut out in the top of this. What's interesting about that, if you look real close, you can see the outline of what appears to be some sort of fireball or teardrop type light that was mounted to the top of this at one point. It's obviously long gone. Very interesting. Tags, I believe, on the side do read Force 4. There's your alley light, and then obviously the rotators have colored filters matching the domes that they're on. Force 4 XL. So this is definitely an XL series light, XL 5000. For those that don't know, Code 3 started naming everything. What is it, Force 4 at one point? Anything sealed beam, I think, was not Force 4, but everything that was not sealed beam was actually named Force 4. LPs, XLs, SDs, blah, blah, blah. Any acronym you've got, see fit. So let's get this thing apart. Let's take a look on the inside as we give this thing a little bit of a walkthrough. All right, domes are off. This is where the fun begins. It's not really too terrible. There was some water intrusion. You can see there has been some moisture in this bar at some point or another. It also did kind of amuse me that every single 795, 796, whatever type bulb that was in this bar was broken. And I'm not talking about broken as in just blown out. I'm talking physically snapped, except for one. That one is still there. But what I mean is that the bases were there, but the light heads were snapped off and floating around inside the bar. So I'm not 100% certain what that was all about. The guy who originally had this bar, from what I'm being told, said that this was used on some sort of, I don't even know. It didn't really make a lot of sense. He said he used it on one of his trucks, and it kept sucking up all the amperage, and that's the reason why he got rid of it. Amperage usage could be a couple things. Could be the fact that, you need to grease the gears, so on and so forth. There is some corrosion on here, and I'll address some of that later. This is just a once-over to give the idea of what the setup is. So we're looking at the rear of the bar as I step back, and you'll see it's got outer rotators. I'm assuming those are normal. I don't believe they're fasts, both by the gear color and the color of the worm gears. I think that these are, let me get around here real quick. Come on, where are we at? The gears are not faded, which is actually kind of nice. Of course, this cover is blocking my view of the rotator worm, or the worm gears. Where are we at? There we go. So it's a white one. This one I believe is a standard speed, not a fast. It does have a blue outer filter. Rear of the bar, so we've got a rear V-facing mirror. Rear this way. I do kind of find that comical, considering there is no light ever going to be hitting this to send it off that way. It'll all be coming here and going out. Step mirror may actually work a little bit better there. Rear facing stationary, this would be par 36, or technically it's big enough to be par 46 if you get down and look at it. It's big enough to be a par 46 style lamp. Rear facing, connected to a flasher. The flasher is not on this side. The flasher is on the other side over here. It looks like just a standard can flasher, probably a 537. As we work our way across the bar to the driver's side, again, rear facing flasher. There's the thermal flasher V mirror. Again, rotator, standard speed. Appears to be, there is an alley light here. This one has seen better days. I may actually see if I can find somebody who's got a replacement. They're not that expensive, just so that they're all not rusted out. Alley light on that side too. The end caps are clear, like I said before, but here we've got a red rotator filter on this guy. And then moving center, takedown, not too bad. Again, it's got some moisture exposure, so it's not perfect. The stinger on the driver's side has a red lamp in it. This is kind of interesting. I just find it interesting that there's stingers on this bar, especially for a short bar. There would be stingers on here. This is kind of interesting. The typical corrosion and crud that you'll see when exposed to elements. I'll attack this with some degreaser and probably a brush and try to clean this up a little bit when I get around to it. Then we come to the other side and we got another stinger over here. This one's got a clear bulb in it. The next takedown here on the passenger side. And that's it in a nutshell. It still does have a very, very short power cable, as you can see down there. So I can use that to lead into and leave that power cable by itself. This bar is very light as there's no speaker in it. Give you a little bit more close-ups here on that stinger. Interesting. Again, I'm hoping it powers up. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm not going to do that in this video. Sorry to disappoint the people out there. This is just so I have something I can reflect back on when I've got nothing to do in the middle of the winter and it's colder than dirt outside to do anything. I can take a look at this and go, hey, what do I need to do to start working on this? But it does come with feet. That's pretty cool. Domes are actually not in too bad shape as I spin around. No cracks that I can see. They are very dirty. They do need to be cleaned up on the inside and outside. It appears to be just standard color domes with a front front clear center for a takedown. And then obviously clear alleys or clear end caps. So pretty cool. It's an interesting bar for an XL. There's XLs all over the place. There's the inside of my extremely dirty center, and whatever that is, I don't know, just was in the bar. Looks like some wire nuts that somebody cut off. That'll be thrown out. But there it is in a nutshell. I think we're a little over 5 minutes here. So on that note, I'll give you the 360 again, just with the domes off so people can see. Very interesting configuration. The dual stingers on the inside actually makes this really cool. It's also more evidence that Code3 would do whatever you want if you threw enough money at them. Now the real question is, was this a police bar? Considering that this came out of, I think like Maryland, West Virginia, it's possible. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why you'd put a red lens though on a, you're better off just running clear lens there, even though it's a red side, unless there was a clear lens on that side at one point and somebody just decided to do that. I'm not 100%, but I do like the two stingers. That's actually really cool. Then obviously it's pretty well optioned. It's got the two takedowns, outer rotators, two rear flashers, and then the rear-facing I almost said veer mirrors, rear-facing V mirrors. So on that note, just over 6 minutes. On that, I'm going to sign out here. Just wanted to document this so that way I see what's going on, and we'll see when this actually gets posted. May sooner, maybe later. Whenever you guys see this, this is just me making notes for myself. Hopefully everyone's doing well, and let's hope this 2023 looks up. Have a good night, guys.